Great rising, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Trazana Staples here, coming to you on this Sunday, August 1st, with some positive inspiration. Before I go into my short talk, um, I want to remind you if you haven't done so already, continue to purchase um, a raffle ticket, $5 or $10. $5 raffle, you can win $50 in cool gemstone healing jewelry, or $10 raffle, you can win $100 in wonderful creative gemstone jewelry. And I showed you most of these already. Terry, who is the creator and owner of Wired Up and Stoned Out, she made this for me years ago. This is an amethyst stoned necklace along with the amethyst bracelet. But she makes men's jewelry. So men, you can purchase a raffle ticket too. She is phenomenal, and please continue to send her healing and positive energy because she has been sick. So the raffle is still going on. But Terry, take your time and heal. And also, my cousin Kim, who I often mention in my videos, she had a stroke um, last Monday. She is now a Phoenix rising, and we are sending her positive energy and healing energy because she will get better and be on the move soon. So, Kim, we love you. I love you. And get well, get better. And I am continuously sending you peace, love, and light. You and Terry both. And thank you. Um, and thirdly, Broken into Beautiful, the founder, Loretta Davis, who is also my literary uh, sister, is having a white brunch, WHITE white. My speech is off, and my friend Julian from Stroke Recovery Guidelines reminded me, when you get in the camera, don't try to be perfect. People need to know that stroke is not for the stroke to get better from a stroke. It's not for the faint at heart. We have mistakes. We have glitches in speech. I have aphasia. Um, I still have issues with my right side, but we're still doing it. Don't give up. Keep getting up. So please come out if you're in the Cincinnati, Ohio area and support Broken into Beautiful. We have six fantastic inspirational speakers. Yours truly is one. So please support Broken into Beautiful, and the information will be on this video as always. And of course, Beyond My Storm. Don't forget your book, Amazon. Now let me go finish my video before my video runs out. So I got a message from Facebook, and I'm just gonna mention the person's name. His name is Jim, and he had asked, "How did I get my independence back?" Well, it's because Jim, it's because I was determined that I was not going to be a statistic. I I was determined to recover. I really thought I was going to walk out of the hospital, and I didn't. Um, I I got my first apartment after my stroke um, almost a year later. Because after I got out of the hospital, um, I, went back to my condo. My son tried to help, and he was going to take a class to be my caregiver, but they switched out on him too. But he had to go to work, and I had nobody to help me, so I had to move out of my apartment and move in with my mom. And my mother had a stroke too, and so did my brother. So my caregivers, quote unquote, were not the traditional caregivers. They weren't like around the clock because, you know, they had um, deficits too. But I had in home uh, therapy for about 6 months. Um, I went to outpatient therapy for 6 months. Um, and then after my first 6 months of my stroke, I started going back to my chiropractor, Apex Chiropractic and Wellness Center. And my chiropractor is Dr. Moji and Dr. Jonke. I started incorporating alternative um, recovery methods. Um, and then I just had the will. I just wanted to get better. um in my first six, it took me about 6 or 7 months for my eyes to get adjusted so I can make out letters versus words and start reading again. And did this once before, showed you once before, but Dr. Jonke gave me this book, the first book that I was able to read. And I didn't read it all at one time. I had to read a couple paragraphs a day or a couple sentences a day before I could finish it. So these are some books that um, I had in my library that I started going back reading. So I read this one. It was very inspirational, very informative. It gave me some idea of what I can look forward to in terms of what happens from in your brain from when you have a stroke and from the stroke recovery process getting better. It was a awesome book. And then secondly, I remember I had this book. So I went back to my library, my boxes rather, and I started reading this. Now, these books took me about a year to read because I can't read as fast as I used to. But this is by Queen Afua. And I had the pleasure of meeting Queen Afua 6 months before I had my stroke. I met her at the Baltimore hair care show, natural hair care show, and I had this book years before I met her, but it was phenomenal then. And then when I read this, my stroke of insight, I had to go back and pick it up and read this again. And I'm gonna tell you, just to make it clear, on page 7, it says "A Cry for Healing" is the name of the chapter, and the book is called "Heal Thyself for Health and Longevity." And there's a paragraph in here, and I replaced Queen Afua's name with my name, and it says, "I, Trazana Staples, am reaching back into the beginning of time and drawing the strength, power, and dignity of those ancient times and ancient folks. I affirm for my people and all people, right here and now, that our personal, spiritual, and physical liberation is through purification. To all I am able to reach, I will share this freedom called liberation through purification." And then I wrote this and put it on my mirror so I can look at it. This was a phenomenal book because I wanted to heal myself. I wanted to get my independence back. I wanted to be able to live alone and take care of myself. And then probably about almost a year after I read these two books, um, I got this book again from Dr. Jockey and Dr. Moji, um, Healer Within. It was in their uh, office. I wrote the name and took a picture of it, and then I ordered it. This was a phenomenal book from Roger Jockey, The Healer Within. It talks about meditation. So I had to remember those things that I was doing that I should have been doing consistently before my stroke. But I stopped doing them because life took over. And for those who have not had a stroke, do not allow life to take over. Stress will take you out. I'm still here, but some people don't have not been here. And stress, regardless of what it is, how you got it, we don't have a stressometer. You have to eat healthy. And I also was able to uh, go back to my library and get this book again. And I read this one by Dr. Layla Africa. Rest in peace, Dr. Africa. Nutricide. I also met him 6 months prior at the same natural hair care show. And I had this book before I even met him, too. And I had to go back and make myself remember, and I had to reread it. And then Queen Afua, Sacred Woman. As you can tell, all the pages are burnt, turned in. This is like my Bible, so I had to remind myself of who I was, and I had to remind myself of the things that I needed to do to get better. And then, sorry, this book fell. This was called Overcoming the Angry Vagina. I read this anyway because it was so fitting. So those are the things that catapulted me into wanting to get my independence back. I got my independence back. You know, mind you, I lost everything. I lost my home. I lost my car. I lost my job. I lost my income. I lost everything. I ended up having to file bankruptcy to rid me of the debt. Had, you know, um, I had student loans. I have a law degree. I had $150,000 of student loans. I had tax debt, and probably that was probably because of my uh, contributed to my stroke. But no, it wasn't. But those these books helped me catapult into my determination to be independent again. And I remember my mom used to tell me and my brother, my mom and dad would tell me and my brother, you can be the best, whatever it is you want to be. If you're going to be a bum, be the best bum. If you're going to be a doctor, be the best doctor. If you're going to be the teacher, be the best teacher. And since I had my stroke, I was going to get better and I was going to have the best recovery. I still have deficits, but it's not over with. I work every day. I work hard every day. I read every day. I exercise every day. I have to do things to keep my brain um, nourished. I have to eat healthy. I have to keep keep my peace, be in a peaceful place, a peaceful mindset. And there are sometimes I wake up, I don't want to do anything. It was hard for me to do this video this morning because this barometric pressure is really, really pulling me down. It's been doing that for the past week, but you have to keep going. It's not easy, but you can do it. I have faith in you, and we have to have faith in each other. So that's my word for today. My name is Trazana Staples. I hope I've inspired you, and I hope you are able to understand what I'm saying to help someone else. My name is Trazana Staples, and I've had a stroke. I am a stroke survivor, and I am a Phoenix Rising. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a tantalizing week, and we will check in with you next week. Peace, love, and light.